Sometimes you've just got to grab that low-hanging fruit, and there is nothing hanging lower to the ground and arguably rotting on the ground itself than what Alex Kurtzman has done with Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek franchise. The article comes to us from Bounding Into Comics. It is entitled, Alex Kurtzman Says He's Proud of Having Been Able to Grow Star Trek into something it had never been before. I'll allow you to pick yourself up off the floor laughing or weeping uncontrollably at what Alex Kurtzman has done to Star Trek. This is not the first time we've heard Alex Kurtzman sounding off about how Star Trek was intended to be something other than just what we all loved as Star Trek fans. I think it was about a year and a half ago when he was on a panel for a Comic-Con and said that Star Trek was a platform. Well, here we are in early 2022, and he is again telling us how proud he was to be able to mutilate and politicize what was a timeless intellectual property. Now, it was on January 18th that he revealed, and you're not going to believe this, but I guess maybe after everything we've seen over the last several years, you will believe it, every single Star Trek universe production under Alex Kurtzman has been renewed for yet another season. This includes Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Lower Decks, which is an animated show, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. All of this, of course, makes no sense in a rational world. I'm not just saying that as someone who detests what they've done to the intellectual property. If you look at it from an eyes on the shows aspect, no one watches this show, Star Trek Discovery. As a matter of fact, no streaming services want to touch a lot of what Kurtzman has done. But hey, this is current year Hollywood, where the message, the narrative, is much more important than anyone actually showing up to watch what's being made. You know, this again reaffirms the statement that a lot of people have made is they're not giving us what we want. They're giving us what they think we need. And lest we forget about the abomination that is Star Trek Picard, that appears to be getting renewed as well. In addition, Star Trek Prodigy was also slated and appears to be getting yet another season. Now, Star Trek Picard will premiere March 3rd, undoubtedly to the delight of many content makers on YouTube, but not a lot of longtime fans of Star Trek The Next Generation, and any of the movies that have occurred that didn't involve J.J. Abrams. Now, alongside all of these terrible announcements, Alex Kurtzman added, quote, 4 years ago, we made a promise to grow Star Trek into something it had never been before. And thanks to the incredibly hard work done by our many talented showrunners, writers, and directors, along with the extraordinary support of CBS Studios and Paramount Plus, we are keeping our word. So what exactly has Alex Kurtzman grown Star Trek into? I mean, aside from an absolutely disgraced, deconstructed mess full of what appear to be self-inserts by writers, current year ideology, and some of the most idiotic and annoying characters ever presented in Gene Roddenberry's universe, not to mention taking Jean-Luc Picard and rendering him into a walking, bumbling, foolish old man whose legacy is to apologize and act as a piñata for identity politics and intersectional feminism. I don't know. This is trash on a whole other level, and it has been for years. Never forget, this is deliberately being made this way. This is not an accident, and that's why it got renewed. They want this damn property completely destroyed. There's a lot of qualitative statements I can make, but the viewership numbers do not lie. Star Trek is a platform for messaging, for leftist ideology, for politics. In addition, it has undoubtedly, I think we can all agree on this, some of the worst writing, worst characters, worst stories that we have ever seen in science fiction through multiple seasons. The reasons why these properties were not canceled a long time ago are beyond me. All of this entertainment driven by ESG scores is failing. And the only recourse they have is to keep doing what it is that they've been doing, which is to continue to fail. What do you think about this announcement about Alex Kurtzman and all of these horrifying things that have Star Trek spray painted on them? Will we ever get good Star Trek again? Let me know in the comments section below. As ever, this is Salty Texas Sea. I am Corey DB, and as you could probably tell, I have a pretty bad cold, so thanks for hanging through with me on this particular video. You have an awesome weekend.